Hey YouTube, it's me, Michael. Michael me. I forgot my glasses. Hold on. Where did I put those? Oh, there we go. I can't see much. Hey YouTube, it's me, Michael me, and welcome to a video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about very personal topics. Also, I'm sorry the bed's not made, but this is the only place that had semi-okay lighting. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be talking about some very personal topics. If you are sensitive to abuse in any way, I'd click off this video right now. Specifically, mental abuse and gaslighting. I'd click off this video right away. So, this video is basically about a friend of mine, or a used to be friend of mine, and how she really hurt me. So, let's start off with that. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video, but basically, the only way I can explain her is as a sociopath. Like, I know that sounds like really insensitive, but I'm really like serious. She's not a good person. We're gonna call her Rose. I don't know, because there are flowers. It was the first thing I looked at was a rose. So, how do I explain her? Let's start from the beginning. Last year I met her on the first day of school. She was super duper nice, and she was kind to me. You know, we became friends instantly. From then on out, you know, we were almost inseparable. We couldn't be separated. Inseparatable. Whatever. And she introduced me to a lot of my current friends. A lot of people I'm still friends with now. I don't know, she didn't seem like a bad person at the time. In fact, she seemed like a really nice person, and she helped me out a lot. Unfortunately, later on in the year, one of my friends, we're gonna call him Benny, Benny basically broke away from their friend group, and he said it was because of Rose. And, you know, I was kind of confused at the time, like, well, why? She's super duper nice. Why would you just want to break away from her? And basically Benny told me, he was like, look, you don't see her now. You don't see her the way she is now. I'm paraphrasing, but you know, it's kind of the same. You don't see her the way she is now, but she's not a good person. And so I was confused because, you know, I'd been friends with her, and, you know, everything I seen in her was like a good person. So, Rose and I we still stayed friends. Rose basically, she explained to me that, she said that, you know, Benny was being insensitive and, you know, stuff like that. I think I first started realizing that she was kind of trying to take control of our friendship when, you know, it was just simple. I was just in band class and I had a headache and I refused to stand up to do marching practice or something like that. And we got into an argument about it because she tried to take control of me. And I'm like, hey, you know, at the time I was a junior and she was a freshman. So that dynamic, I was like, hey, don't tell me what to do. And basically that started like an entire argument. I ended up yelling at her. Our personalities do not clash whatsoever. And at the time, I'm sorry, this is going to be a long video, by the way. At the time, you know, she was dating one of my friends, and I didn't realize it until like recently, but she manipulated him to the fact where he is kind of obsessive with her, like I am. Like, you know, I'm obsessed. I was obsessed with hanging out with her. I was obsessed with being her friend, and I think even for a little bit there, I was falling into the trap so much that I was into her. I would have been willing to date her. And I don't think I was realizing that I was falling into the same trap that he is still in. What are we gonna call him? We're gonna call him... Gosh, I'm so bad with names. We're gonna call him Benny. Okay. So, or we'll call him Benjamin. Benjamin! Basically, she was dating Benjamin for a while, and then I realized, the relationship got a little obsessive, so I'm like, okay, well, this is weird. They ended up breaking up, and, Benjamin did not like that. I'll say that. He was not only upset, but he was freaking out about it, kind of, and he was really trying to get back together with her, and she was in so many different relationships. She was even cheating on him, and at the time, I was still justifying all this in my head, like, she's still a good person, Why? Cheating on Benny? What are you talking about? Well, I should have listened to my gut, I guess. So, I did know that she was a compulsive liar. I knew that for sure. I'm usually someone who can tell when someone's lying. I'm not the type of person that falls for lies very easily, so I knew she was a compulsive liar, but I just thought that was just like a bit of a flaw. So, I stayed friends with her, and, I tried to give her advice and stuff, and, I tried to help her. So later on in the friendship, I'd say the beginning of the school year, so August, I guess, our friendship actually got a little bit closer than, I'm now comfortable with talking about. Because I did some shitty things. She was still together with Benjamin, and I knew that, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. I did some shitty things, and I couldn't, for the life of me, I still can't tell him about it. I shouldn't have done it, and, I'll admit that right there now. And then I'd say the day after we had a sleepover together, she betrayed my trust, and really, really made me angry. And this is about when my best friend, we'll call him Ken, my best friend Ken, basically stopped being friends with her because she betrayed both my and his trust. Rose even lied to her mother, saying that, that I specifically stole money from her, which wasn't true whatsoever. And I got really pissy with her because she accused me of being, someone who steals a lot. I don't know the word for it, but she accused me of stealing her stuff, which is so shitty, because that associates me with horrible, horrible people. Not that I'm saying if you have a problem, you're a horrible person, but I would never steal something, and I never have, and I never will, from any of my friends. I can't believe that I still became friends with her after that. So, not even a week later, just a few days later, I was still pissed with her, but, I was still, like, yearning over her. It's hard to explain what I mean by that, but I still missed our friendship, and I still wanted to talk to her. I still wanted to be with her. And so she ended up writing me a note, and I knew she was lying in the note. I just knew she was lying in the note. But she basically said that she was sorry, and she accused her lying on a mental disorder. And I don't mean to, like, hate anyone with mental disorders. I have many of them. Hello. But But this is something that she doesn't have. I can guarantee that. And that's all I'll say about that. So I knew she was lying about it, but I forgave her anyway, and I became friends with her again. For some reason. And none of this would have happened if I didn't become friends with her again. I shouldn't have done it. And I regret it, but I shouldn't have kept talking to her. And so basically my friend Ken, is that what I called him? Kenny? I don't know, I don't remember, fuck. But basically he told me over and over again how bad she is and how we shouldn't be friends anymore and how he's not friends with her. And I'm just like, you're being ridiculous. So later on in the year, and I'd say this happened just a few weeks ago, where do I start with this? We got into a couple arguments a few times. I was the one that always apologized, and I was the one that always blamed myself, and she was the one that always blamed me for some of the arguments, even if it was her fault. Even if any of the arguments were her fault, it would always be my fault. And she made me feel like it was my fault. She blamed me, and she made me feel like it was my fault. She'd tell other people that I was crazy and that there was no way of any of the arguments we got into was her fault. And that should have been a red flag. That should have been a red flag, but for the life of me, it wasn't a red flag. And, we were still really close. We took a lot of pictures together. Some of them were of me, like, low-key flirting with her. And it's so shitty, because I think about it now, and I'm like, first off, she was adoring the attention. She loved it, and she wanted a reason to get me on, I realize this now, but she wants a reason for me and her current boyfriend to fight over her. And then, at this time, she broke up with him again, got together with someone else. And I don't know what I was thinking, because she was still kind of with him. I can't remember the name I gave him. Ben? She was still kind of with Benjamin, but she was also with this other kid named Steven. And so, well, that was his actual name. Oh well, he didn't watch my videos. So she was together with both of them. Kind of. And then I jumped in the mix, and I was still kind of low-key flirting with her, and I don't know why I didn't realize it was so bad. She was trying to push me against both of them, so she can get all the attention, and she can claim that all of that me and Benjamin were abusing her, because she accused Benjamin of abuse. So, calming down now. I was told the day that I was supposed to present a project with her, I was told that day that she says bad things about me behind my back. And I remember thinking, that's ridiculous. But I knew a friend of hers, both of ours, that we're like good buds with, that we eat lunch together with. Well, let me back up a little bit. I was told that she talked bad about me and my friend Allison. Fake name, but still. Me and my friend Allison. I was told that she talked bad about us, and I thought that was a lie. So I asked our friend that we sit at lunch with, his name is Johnny. Call him Johnny. So basically I asked Johnny, sorry, this is taking more time for me to come up with fake names than it is for me to tell the story. I asked our friend Johnny if she ever said anything bad about me. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little worked up. And he, I texted him, and at the time I was getting my prom suit, and I was getting ready for prom, and I was really happy at the time, but I couldn't get out the nagging feeling that she really was talking bad about me. So I asked him about it, and I'm like, so does Rose ever say stuff about me, like bad stuff? Has she ever talked shit about me? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I'm serious. So I told him, I'm like, look, show me the receipts. Because I couldn't believe it. I wouldn't be able to process the fact that she would talk bad about me. So he sent me a series of screenshots of her hitting on some of my major insecurities. Like, and same with my friend, Allison. I can't remember the fake names for the life of me. So, you know, I had screenshots of really, really bad stuff that she said about me. And I couldn't believe that it was real. And I couldn't believe that she'd say stuff like that. Don't worry. And I couldn't believe that she'd say stuff like that about me and my friend, because we were a trio. We were the friend group. And it really, really broke my heart. Like, really broke my heart. So, one of my big insecurities, and I'm gonna be like for real on camera for a minute. One of my big insecurities is like my weight. Like that was a really big insecurity of mine. It was a really big problem of mine. And I remember being so competitive with Rose. I'd try to compete with her and try to get down to her weight. And, you know, I realized that she was egging me on. She kept egging me on. She's like, wow, you ate that many calories. Well, I ate this many calories. Wow, you weigh that much? I couldn't process because she'd help me through. She'd make me feel better about being my weight. And I'm not fat, but she treated me the way that you would treat someone who is fat. Like, it's okay, honey, you can lose weight, that kind of a thing. And I thought she was, you know, helping me feel better about myself, and she really, really wasn't. So, in these text messages, she was calling me stuff like a fat bitch. She said that my personality was like fucking sour milk. That really pissed me off. So many other things. She made fun of my friend Allison for being depressed. And when I confronted her with this, listen, I'm gonna break this down real quick, okay? If you have a mental disorder, do not blame any bad things you do on it. It just makes you seem like more of a shitty person, okay? And there are mental disorders that you can have that can make you do horrible, horrible things. Take accountability for it, at least. Don't be the type of person where you blame everything on a mental disorder and you don't take accountability for your actions. Take fucking accountability. That's the thing that pissed me off the most. She didn't fucking take accountability. It was her choice to call me fat, to make fun of my personality, to make fun of other really bad insecurities of mine. It was all her fucking choice. It was her choice to make fun of my friend Allison. It was her choice. And it made me feel like shit. I couldn't even look her in the fucking eye. And I texted her that day, and I texted her the screenshots, and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave this here. She said, look, I can't explain it. I blame it on my mental illness. She's a really bad person. And yet, I'm so pissed at myself for this. I still talk to her. I don't know why I do. I don't know why I suddenly started talking to her again. I wrote her a note saying I was sorry that I had so many people turn against her. Because for some fucking reason, I felt bad. I felt fucking bad because of some shit that she did. Because of how she's made me. Because of how she's treated me. Because of how she made me trust in her, made me fall for her, made me like her so much to the point where I started blaming myself. And that's not something you do. That's not something you should do. It's not your fault if you get hurt by a person. It's not your fault if someone hurts you. It's not your fault at all, I promise. But people, it's possible to condition a person to put so much trust in you and so much love in you. It's possible to do all that and I can't find, and make them blame themselves. So it felt like shit. I said I should have never called you out. I'm sorry. And I even texted her. I said, I love you, Emma. Shouldn't have said her name. Fuck it. Pretend I didn't say it. No one's listening this far anyway. And if anyone is, hi. And if Rose, if you're watching, hi. I texted her saying, I love you. You know what she texted back? I've lost so many people because of you. Don't you fucking dare say that you love me. And so, I cried that day. Allison, my friend Allison is so much stronger than me. She's so much stronger than me. She's so brave and so strong, and she won't talk to her. Yet I, for some reason, took that to heart, and I decided to start talking to Rose again. I talked to her, and I chatted with her, and I can't stop doing it because I miss her friendship, and it's so hard to do because I was addicted to her. I'm still addicted to her, and it sucks to be addicted to a person. I deleted all the photos of me and her on my Instagram. I deleted every photo in my camera roll of her except for a couple because I couldn't help myself but keep those photos because our friendship was so close. And it's just... I can't handle it. Be careful. If people, like, the lesson learned here is to be careful. If people warn you about a person, warn you that a person that you're friends with or that you're becoming friends with is not a good person, please listen to them. If this person hurts you in any way, please take that to heart. Do not put full trust in one person. You'll make... I shouldn't say don't put full trust in people, but be careful. I've learned from my mistake. And I still shouldn't be talking to Rose, and I still shouldn't be communicating with her, I still shouldn't look at her. But I am, and it's hard to control what I do. Because I miss her friendship so bad. And it makes me feel like I did something wrong. But if you need to push someone away from your life, push them away. If someone is gaslighting you and making you feel insane, because she makes me feel insane. She makes me feel like I'm crazy. She tells other people that I'm crazy. If that ever happens, do not go back to the person. Do not continue to talk to them. It's hard. It's so hard. But it's so bad for you to stick with someone who's hurting you so badly. She has hurt me really bad, and she's hurt other people a lot too. And I should have listened to people when they told me she wasn't a good person. I should have paid attention to some of the text messages she sent me where she was talking bad about other people who I thought she was friends with. I should have paid attention. But I didn't. I shouldn't have let her convince me to do bad things. I shouldn't have let her make me feel like I was a bad person. And I won't anymore. Okay. Very emotional video. Check. Boom, boom. If you need any help, I'm gonna put my Instagram in the description. And I want you to DM me